Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to part 11 of my vinyl collection tour. It's Boxing Day today, so I hope everyone had a good Christmas, and we'll just get cracking right into it. So first up, we've got Ministry with the album With Sympathy. I've only listened to this once. To be honest, can't remember anything really about it, but I picked it up for like $5 from the second-hand store, so I thought, why not grab it. Then moving right along, we have Gross Misconduct by MOD, Billy Milano, who's probably better known for SOD, but that's sort of, I guess, a crossover kind of project he had back in the 80s. Monolith Cult, Gospel of Despair. I haven't listened to this yet. It's on Cosmic Key Creations. Actually, I might have streamed it on YouTube or something to see if I'd like it. But for a while there, I was just buying everything from Cosmic Key Creations because it's a great label, and they've done a heap of awesome re-releases. And Wouter Davis, who's the guy that runs the label, seems like a really, really cool guy. Of all the correspondence I've had with him, so why not support one of the undergrounds? Next up we have Gary Moore, Still Got the Blues. Great guitar player. Not a huge fan of blues stuff, but like his earlier albums, like Wild Frontier and stuff, I much prefer. But this got some cool stuff on it, and again, I picked this up relatively cheap from a record fair because I just wanted to buy something. Then we'll continue on. Morbid Angel, Altars of Madness. This is, I think this is from the first pressing. It's a splatter version, like white with red splatter, but there's not much red in it. Great album. I got that off a mate when before he sold off his entire collection. I wish I'd bought more off him in hindsight. Blessed Are the Sick. On any given day, this could be my favourite Morbid Angel album. Yeah, it was around the time that came out that I really started getting into death metal, so I know that one like the back of my hand. And then we have Covenant. On any other day, this could be my favourite Morbid Angel album. Just phenomenal, full stop. We've got songs like Lion's Den, Sworn to the Black, Rapture, God of Emptiness, and so on and so on. And then we have Domination by Morbid Angel. This is an original pressing of it that I managed to score when a web store was clearing a bunch of vinyl. I think I got it quite cheap at the time. Don't know what it's worth these days, but again on another day, that might even make it to my favourite albums. Then we have Mordred, Fool's Game. Bit of a different band Mordred were. This is the album that's got Every Day's a Holiday on it, which started to sort of cross over into a bit of funk and kind of DJ scratchy type stuff. A couple of really cool thrashy songs on this as well, and the guitar players did some really awesome stuff, especially on the last song on the album, which I forget what it's called off the top of my head. But anyway, I really like Mordred. That, and then next album, In This Life, was awesome. And then we have Morgoth, Resurrection Absurd, some earlier death metal, early 90s. Been a while since I've listened to that, so by going through all these, it's reminding me what I need to get the thing off my turntable over there and actually fire it up and play it. Then we're getting into a bit of glam rock, Motley Crue. Loved all this early or 80s Crue stuff. So there's Too Fast for Love. We have Theatre of Pain, probably the least, actually, no, Girls would be my least favourite from the 80s era. We got Shout at the Devil, some great stuff on that. Say whatever you will about it. Then we have Girls, probably the one I'm least familiar with, apart from like the title track and maybe Wild Side, or is it Walk on the Wild Side? No, it's just called Wild Side. Know those two tracks pretty well, but the rest of the deeper cuts, not too familiar with. Dr. Feelgood. Yeah, good album. It's very solid. Then we have Motorhead, Ace of Spades. This is a re-release from, I don't know, 2010s somewhere. Picked that up. Well, actually, that might have been a Christmas present from my sister that I got relatively, it was relatively cheap. Then we have some My Dying Bride, and this is the EP, and I always get it wrong, Symphonia Infernus et Spera Imperium. Used to be a clip that got played on TV show Rage off this. It had like the violins and stuff, and just fell in love with it. But I really need more My Dying Bride in my life. I don't have anywhere near enough. Then we have The Light at the End of the World. This is probably my favourite album. It's probably somewhere between Cry of Mankind and She is the Dark, which is the first track off this, which are my favourite My Dying Bride songs. Then we have Necrophagist Epitaph. What can you say about this album? It's just so monumental and such an important album as far as technical death metal goes. Just brilliant performances by all that were involved with it. Then we're going back to not my 80s roots here, and I'm not sure, I think I've either had a crush on Nina or I just love the song 99 Luft Balloons. It'd be great to hear a metal version of that song, but this is yeah, one that I got in my childhood. Then we're getting into Nea Obliviscaris, and this is a pretty rare record, the Aurora Veil, released by Blood Music. I think it's a clear or some sort of smoky clear vinyl. It took a bit of effort to get hold of that, but as it travelled from like Finland to America to Australia, or maybe it was just from America to a friend in America, and then she shipped it out to me here in Australia. But we also have Nea Obliviscaris, The Portal of I. This is the Blood Music pressing as well, so both of these records are quite valuable. I don't know what they're worth, but I know they're worth quite a bit. Then we have Citadel. This is, I think this is just the black vinyl version. I've got a mate that's right into collecting every variant of Nea Obliviscaris' stuff. I don't know if he's got them all or not, but for a while there he was going mental on them. And then we have Urn. Why did I forget the name of the album? It's on Through Season and Mist. I think, I'm not sure, this might have been the Patreon exclusive. Actually, no, it's not. It's just a gold version. I've got some Patreon exclusive stuff, because here we have And Plague Flowers, the Kaleidoscope. This was a Patreon release. It's signed by the guys in the band. I signed up for Patreon when they actually released this. Then we have Forget Not. There's actually two of these, because one of them's a picture disc and the other is just whatever colour, I can't tell here and I can't remember. And so when this one was released, I ordered both of them, just being a fan of the band. I've only seen them twice, unfortunately. I need to rectify that. Hopefully, they've been to Tasmania a couple of times, so hopefully they'll come again, and I'll get to see them again, and it won't cost me a fortune travelling to Melbourne or wherever it may be. And then the latest Exile Nea Obliviscaris album, I really enjoyed that as well. Then moving on, and I'll cop crap for this one, but I love this album and I don't care what anyone thinks, but Nickelback's Dark Horse, I think it's a great album. It's kind of heavy, it's kind of groovy. I know there's a couple of sort of cheesy commercial type songs on there, but I don't care what anyone thinks. It's my vinyl collection, and well, screw everybody that hates it. I don't care. Then we have Nightfall, Astron Black, and the 30 Tyrants. There was one song that's off this album that was on repeat on my YouTube via the algorithm of watching it quite a bit. And again, this is a Cosmic Key Creations release, so I thought, and it was relatively cheap. I think it was about €15. So as far as Australia goes, that's probably $25, and it's not often you find vinyl that cheap, especially here, not these days. Moving right along, we have Nocturnus the Key. This is a repress that Earache did a few years ago. It's on purple vinyl. Great album. Probably, yeah, another important album as far as technical death metal goes. Mike Davis was an amazing guitar player. Another Nocturnus album, this is Thresholds. This was what got me into the band back in the early 90s. They had the song Alter Reality on Rage and just blew me away. And I've loved his Yellow Jackson Warrior that he played. I actually saw it on eBay many years later, like early 2000s. I wish I'd had the money to buy it, but I didn't. Then moving right along, we have Namina, and I probably mispronounced that. I have had contact with this band since the beginning, like from their first album, and I should just correct that, make sure that's the correct pronunciation. I won't be able to pronounce the name. It's spelled Myrrys. This was the first one that they did in all finish, as they've done the later one in all finish as well. They sent me 2 copies. I should have got one signed. Or I should have got them to sign one before sending, I think, of the CD they signed for me. My little claim to fame is I'm in the thanks list on that album, so that's really cool. That's one of my claims to fame. Moving right along, we have Obscura Retribution, probably the album that I've least listened to of that, but it's got a couple of, I think it's got some cover songs. I think they do Cynic and Death and something else, I think. Or maybe that's another one. Anyway, there's Retribution. Cool splatter vinyl. It's like a yellow bone white with clear splatter. I think there's some red as well. Then we have Cosmogenesis. Great album, absolutely love it. Again, it's on some kind of splatter vinyl. I have a bunch like that. I just shuffle over it so I move things from side to side. Omnivium, again on the splatter vinyl. Yep, when these were being released, I think it was maybe 2016. Could have been a bit later or earlier. Can't remember, but I was buying them up. So Omnivium. That's a great album as well. Diluvium. Cool album, splatter. I think, was it Acroisis was before that one? I don't have that album there. A Valediction, double album. I really like this. Actually, yeah, just bronze vinyl. I really like that one as well. Moving right along, and A Sad Realm of Stars by Odium. Is it Odium? Yes, Odium. Cool black metal. I think the bass player that plays with Emperor these days, this is his band. Apparently this is worth a bit of money as well. Absolutely love that album. I need to listen to it more. Moving on, still we have Old Man's Child, Born of the Flickering, Cosmic Key Creations repress, as are all my Old Man's Child albums. They could be some colour or splatter or something, as I tend to get the fancy looking ones because I like how they look on the turntable. So there's Born of the Flickering, and then we have The Pagan Prosperity. That one's just on white vinyl. That's one of my favourite Old Man's Child albums. Ill-Natured Spiritual Invasion, and it's almost like power metal. That one's features Gene Hoggle on drums as well, which is great. Then we've got Revelation 666. This one sounds very much to me like Dimmu Borgir. Kind of makes sense because Gouda, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's not my strong suit. Was in the band at the same time, or it just joined Dimmu as well. In Defiance of Existence. This is a great album. This one features Nick Barker on drums, and it's got some insane drumming in there. Really like that. Then we have Vermin, still with Old Man's Child, still with Cosmic Key Creations. Good album, not as good as some of the earlier ones, I don't think, but still solid. And then Slaves of the World. This one wasn't on Cosmic Key Creations. So is this one yet? Vermin was. This one's on Flogger Records. I think they're maybe based out of like Czechoslovakia or somewhere. Not 100% sure. They've done a couple of cool things though. They've released some Dark Tranquility as well. Good album. Can't wait for the new one that's coming out. I've also on the Cosmic Key Creations Facebook or Instagram page, I sort of put forth a suggestion that if they could do Old Man's Child's In the Shades of Life EP, which I guess was a demo that came out before Born of the Flickering, that would be amazing, and I'd buy that in a heartbeat. And then finally, we have some old school thrash from the 80s. I think it's 86 that this came out. Could be wrong. It says 89 now. In Search of Sanity. Good album, though there's an intro on one of the songs which kind of annoys me. But anyway, early pressing there, and that's it for part 11 of my record collection tour. So it'll probably mean there's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6 still to go, which I'll endeavour to get maybe another one done tomorrow and then another one on Saturday. I'll just see how I go anyway, as far as time goes. Anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. I'm at 99 subscribers now, so whoever is next will be number 100. I can't see via my phone or iPad who's actually subscribed or not, or whatever, so I can't really offer prizes or anything at this point. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I am over and out.